The truth is, we're not so different. We fight to get back what was once ours.
You all had your own crime-fighting adventures, I would say. How was it for you to finally fight alongside each other now?
It was cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, actually. It was nice. We've been waiting for this event to happen for so many years. Like you were saying, what, 3 years?
Yeah.
And so it was a relief when we all finally got to meet and kind of work together.
And I think for all of us, it's a new aspect to these characters that we've had to
Embrace.
embody, which is the fighting alongside people who can fight as well as you can, if not better.
Yeah, there's a few egos involved as well. The characters, not the actors.
Yeah.
I'm glad we found each other. I'm not hugging you.
So you did a really great job in bringing these 4 different heroes together. What was the biggest challenge in that?
The biggest challenge at the beginning felt like, how are we going to combine these 4 different tones of each of these worlds? How are we going to find these 4 characters who don't want to work with anybody else, who are all from vastly different worlds? I mean, if you look at the world of Jessica Jones and you look at the world of an Iron Fist, those worlds just feel like they're on, like they're in different places on the planet, much less in New York. So at the very beginning, I was worried, the writers were, we were all trying to figure out how do we get these things together. And then I think the key to unlocking it weirdly became like, well, no, they don't fit together. And that's why. And so Jessica Jones should be allowed to look at Danny and say, this doesn't make sense. What are you doing? Who are you? Where are you from? How does your hand work? That's dumb. Like, she should be able to say that, So yeah, that weirdly became the key to unlocking the show. It became, suddenly now you have Luke Cage looking at Matt Murdock saying, this doesn't make sense, you're blind. Like, so all of that was kind of the key to figuring out the show. So it's weird, it kind of became like writing or storytelling judo, like use the weight of the problem to actually solve the problem itself.
What is that? We're not here to eat. Are those pork?
No, the shrimp. Oh, this guy's got pork.
God, you're weird.
But the villain, Alexandra, is an original creation, I think, and not from the comics? Is there inspiration from... Or can you tell?
I can't talk too much about specifics, but what I can say, I can answer this, is that even just considering her a villain is something that Sigourney Weaver never wanted to do. So that's very interesting, phrasing of the question. Anytime anybody asks about, like, tell us about the villain, it feels like a natural, when you're looking at a comic book thing, you're like, oh, okay, then there's the good people and the bad people. But she really wanted to continue she really liked what all the other Netflix Marvel shows had done in kind of crafting an interesting antagonist. So she wanted to be as interesting as Kilgrave, as interesting as Wilson Fisk. And so those characters, even though they do very, very bad things, awful things, and hurt people, at the end of the day, like, they're very tortured and they have their own kind of inner demons that they're still trying to figure out themselves. So I remember working on Daredevil season 1, we cared as much about Wilson Fisk as we did about Matt Murdock. And I think that really showed in the final product and helped set the tone for, like, no, we're gonna really care about the people who are quote unquote bad guys. So yeah, she's brilliant. She's wonderful.
That doesn't matter. Can't fight these people. Not even with whatever it is your hand can do. It's cheap.
It's not.
Yeah, and what was your first reaction when you heard that you have to fight Sigourney Weaver now?
We went to New York City Comic Con, and I got a call in the morning of that day from my boss saying, oh, by the way, when you go on stage in front of everyone, Sigourney Weaver will be there. And my first reaction was, why? Why is she? I thought she was moderating or something, you know what I mean?
I didn't even know until everyone came out. I was like completely bamboozled. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. And it was the first time I met all you guys as well. So it was...
So on stage, crazy. Yeah, right, we hadn't really... We'd met, but not like hung out.
Oh, right. I think it was the first time
I'd met you.
I think, it was the first time I'd met Kristen and Mike.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So we're on stage, the 4 of us like that, and Sigourney comes out, and everyone, all the people are there cheering. And I shake her hand for the first time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In front of all this weird.
Yeah, it was strange. Yeah. It was awesome.
And she's a hero, like, Sigourney's a hero of mine.
She's
man.
an icon,
I grew up on, Alien. Like, I went to see it at the cinema recently because they were showing it again.
They're hunting our friends, our families, and they're not gonna stop there.
More death is coming.
Is there now a bigger possibility of more crossovers? Because now you opened the big crossover thing, I think.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe a Heroes for Hire show.
Weirdly, I look, that's all above my pay grade. I don't know any of that. Yeah. I wish I could give you that scope.
I think there are some scenes that indicate that, especially between Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Well, there are scenes, I think, just as a fan that I wanted to see. You know, I want to see Danny Rand and Luke Cage interact. Same way that I wanted to see, as a fan of the comics, I wanted to see Matt Murdock walk into a room and say, Jessica Jones, stop talking. I'm your attorney. Like, I really wanted that.
Jessica Jones, stop talking.
Who the hell are you?
My name is Matthew Murdock. I'm your attorney.
But it's the interesting thing in dealing with these worlds, and I've been doing it for 3 years now, is walking that line between what people know and expect and love from the comics, and also, you know, you don't want to do exactly that and give them exactly the thing, because then they're just gonna be like, yeah, no, I remember this from the comics. Thank you so much. You know, you want to give it to them with kind of a little curve, something interesting, something different about it.
And the only thing keeping Manhattan from crumbling to a pile of dust is the four of you.
The war for New York, it's over.
And one more question. What about the bigger Marvel picture already? I think you get that a lot.
Yeah, we do.
But I have to ask, is there any chance soon that you get maybe pop up in the movie?
You know as much as we do. You know, they tell us nothing.
Tell your fan base to write letters to Marvel, and maybe then it will happen.
Yeah. But I also think it would be fun to see some of the film characters come into the TV world as well, you know?
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
Nice ears.
They're horns.